Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. So listen, today's episode is for all of you business owners. I don't care if you're in the startup phase, if you've been in business 5 years, 10 years, I don't care if you're working from your garage. This is an episode that you do not want to miss, and here's why. How many of you have ever tried to put in a bid for one of those amazing RFPs you see, with the major corporation or with the local city government, but you didn't get it? Hey, today's guest, she's going to tell you how you can get those contracts, okay? So make sure you stay tuned. I'll be right back with Miss Ingrid Robinson. She is the president of the Houston Minority Supplier Development Council. See you in just a second.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
That's right, the king of swing will go all night long and work it out to my own damn song. She said, don't make me beg. Oh girl, I'm just gonna make him home.
They call me Pokey, Big Pokey Bear. Oh yeah. Anytime that you need me, baby, you know that I'll be there. They call me Pokey, Mr. It Ain't Fair. Oh yeah.
Got me going crazy, 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 yeah. I lose my mind.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Frater Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Hello, welcome back, ladies and gents. So, I am very passionate about business owners. Hell, I'm one of them, right? So I have to be passionate about it. And I have someone in the studio today who is just as passionate, probably more passionate than me. Hello, Miss Ingrid Robinson. How are you?
Hello, Missy. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. Okay, so I am not going to mess this up. I'm going to go really slow, okay, with this title. You are the president of the Houston Minority Supplier Development Council.
That's correct.
In short, HMSDC.
That's right.
Whew, look, I got it. Woo. Okay, good.
You did real good. So.
Thank you. Cue cards kind of help. No, but seriously, on a serious note, what does the HMSDC, what do you guys do?
Well, we're a minority business development organization. Okay. So for the last 48 years, we were founded by major corporations. Okay. And we're designed to connect minority-owned companies to major corporations and governmental agencies to do business. Okay. So we want to create wealth in minority communities. And what we're doing is really trying to teach minority businesses the skills that they need in order to be successful, connect them to opportunities for them to grow their businesses, and then connect them to one another, because we also believe in doing business with each other. So promoting minority business to minority business development.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so I can't lie. When I saw the word supplier, I was thinking, oh, maybe my business does not fit in that category.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, what businesses fall up under supplier?
Well, any business actually falls under supplier. So we have corporations and governmental agencies that we do business with across the spectrum. So whether you are doing, we have Lamique Cosmetics, who is African American owned.
Yeah, she was on the show not too
line.
long ago.
I love Kim Roxy.
Yes.
So, you know, businesses like Kim who are looking to connect to get her product line in major corporations and organizations, to video production companies, engineers, and so it goes across the spectrum, which is one of the things that I love, because the fundamentals of business is the same regardless to what you do. And so we want to make sure that they understand the fundamentals of doing business and then how to connect to the organizations that they're looking to do business with.
Love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Look, I need to be signing up my doggone self.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about that on commercial.
Okay, absolutely. So let's talk about the target audience. So who
Okay.
is your target audience?
Anybody that owns a business or thinks that they're interested in starting a business. So we have resources that we can connect them to if they have an idea. But once you actually start your business, the council is where you want to be. When we do everything from program development, so we start at the basics, right? So we have what we call Supplier Idol, which is our take on American Idol. And so our minority businesses get to pitch to corporate decision makers, and they give them feedback on their presentation, because first impressions are lasting. So we want to make sure that they're prepared when they go in to make a pitch to a company, that they make it a good one. And that they're prepared. So we start with programs as simple as our Supplier Idol, to development programs. So we'll also have companies that say, well, I've been trying to do business with Walmart or HEB, and they tell me I'm not ready. So what does that actually mean? So we have a program called Pathways to Excellence, where we actually show them what they mean by that and help them to put the components in place that they need so that they are what we call corporate ready to do business. So we not only develop them, but then we connect them with opportunities. So corporations and governmental agencies will say, I have this project and I'm looking for an engineer or a painter, or we're going to be shooting a video and we need headshots done for our new executive leadership team. And they'll come to us and we identify minority businesses that can do that, and then connect them with them so that we help to grow their business.
Okay, so the corporations that come to you all, they're specifically looking to do business with minority-owned businesses.
Absolutely.
Love that. Okay, and what's the usual age range of the businesses that are part of the organization?
You know, it is really broad. I'm going to say I started when I was like 5 years old. So I know businesses who have been around 20 plus years. And then we have some of our millennials who are teaching us and dragging us into the new age.
I bet that's good.
Yeah. So, you know, I remember doing my first Facebook Live with one of our younger entrepreneurs. And so I was talking and I said, oh, wait, let's do this over. And she goes, no, that's what they mean by live. And I was like, okay, gotcha. So, you know, so I think it goes across the spectrum, but we certify minority businesses to be 51% owned, managed, and controlled by ethnic minorities. So these government entities and major corporations are coming to us because they want to make sure that the people that they're doing business with are truly minority owned, managed, and controlled. So we certify companies that are African American, Hispanic, Native American, Asian Indian, and Asian Pacific. So we're strictly focused on ethnic minority-owned businesses.
I love that. And I have to ask this, anything for the women minority-owned businesses? Or
Well, you know, as an African-American female, you would also be included in there. So we have some programs that we have. We actually just did one 2 months ago called She Writes the Checks. And so it was specifically targeted at women entrepreneurs and how to connect them to opportunities for women-owned busises.
I don't know who's doing your marketing, but tell them they're doing great with these names, these programs. Between the Supplier Idol and the She Writes the Check. I'm loving that. All right, so you guys have an expo coming up.
We do.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, so Expo is our largest event every year. It's the largest regional minority business development trade fair. So we have major organizations and governmental entities that come to Expo to meet minority businesses. So this year we're doing it virtual. So typically it'll be at the Georgia Brown, and so it's like the opposite of a trade fair. So in the booths are people who are looking to buy, and in the aisles are the minority businesses who are looking to sell. So minority businesses would go up to the different corporations that they're looking to do business with and hear about their opportunities and make those connections.
Now wait, I've done a lot lot of trade shows. My corporate background is marketing.
Yes.
I've never heard, I like that, a trade fair. That's pretty awesome.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to do it virtually this year, and we have a great platform. So we have what we call one-to-one sessions. So we've had corporations say, what are you looking to buy in the next 9 to 12 months? And they've provided us those lists. And then we've gone out to minority businesses who register for Expo, which is another great reason to register. And then we connect them to them. So they have 15-minute one-on-one video conferences with those organizations to say, here's what we're looking to buy. You sell it, so I want to meet with you.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Now, with everything being virtual nowadays, how are you guys planning on making this a dynamic and a very engaging experience?
Well, what we wanted to do is we've been craving, and I'm a touchy-feely person, so I've been looking forward to getting an opportunity to meet with people again face-to-face. So what we've done is put a in-person event on the front end of Expo and an in-person event on the back end, because we know that people do business with people they know, trust, and respect.
Absolutely.
And so part of that is to build those relationships. So on September 13th, which is a Monday, we're going to have our golf tournament, which raises money for minority business scholarships. So we've given out over $1.3 million in minority business scholarships. And so we say, you know what's best for your business. And then we have our development programs that we'll sponsor scholarships for minority businesses to get the development that they need. And so that'll be in person, and because it's golf, it's outside. You know, we want to have the COVID protocol, so we want to be safe, but we want to facilitate networking. Then we'll have the virtual expo on that Wednesday and Thursday, September 15th and 16th. And then we'll close out the 16th that evening with an in-person reception at Herman Park Centennial Garden. So again, we're outside, fresh air, social distancing abilities, but an opportunity to be able to network and connect with everyone.
Okay, we're going to take a really quick break, and then we're going to continue this conversation.
Okay.
All right, business owners, stay tuned with me and Ingrid. We will be right back right after this break. See you in just a second.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford, financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
That's right, the king of swing will go all night long, work it out to my own damn song. She said, don't make me beg. Oh girl, I'm just gonna make him home.
They call me Pokey, Big Pokey Bear. Oh yeah. Anytime that you need me, baby, you know that I'll be there. They call me Pokey, Mr. It Ain't Fair. Oh yeah.
Got me going crazy, 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 yeah. I lose my mind.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Hey, we're back, everyone. So listen, all you business owners, you need to be taking notes to all the things that Ingrid's saying. I hope that my producer is taking notes for me. Okay, so now Ingrid, let's talk about this. So this year's theme, Reimagine, Reinvent, and Rebuild. I like that theme. Tell me how you guys chose that.
Well, we've actually been in contact with our business owners throughout this COVID economic decline. And so we spend a lot of time telling business owners, well, while the market is down, use this time to develop yourself. Use it and look at it as a way to reimagine what your business looks like. We talked about how it would have taken us years to get into this virtual world that we're now we're thrust into. And so a lot of the customers and the way you did business has changed. And so reimagine what your business could look like and reimagine what your customer needs are and use this opportunity to do what we call our pivot and pivot your business. And so we were like, well, in addition to sort of reimagining that, part of that is rebuilding those relationships. We've had a lot of people change in organizations and in their internal organizations. So rebuild your company into what you want it to be. Oftentimes we don't have the opportunity, and I'm sure you know this well, being as busy as you are, that you don't have time to sit back and think about how do you rebuild your organization into what you want it to be. And so let's rebuild it into where we want to go, the industries that are coming, and not looking backward, but how do we pivot and look forward.
Absolutely.
And so we were like, we want to do that and reinvent ourselves and then rebuild stronger.
That's good. You guys are going to have some people share stories at the expo.
Yes.
You can have some really good stories because COVID it tossed us in there and you had no choice but to sink or swim as a business owners.
Exactly.
Now, I know you don't need this tip from me, but again, my background is marketing, and I think the biggest thing with rebuilding is listening to what your customers are asking for now.
Exactly.
Right? What are they telling you they need now? And create it. So for me, I love food trucks. I do everything food trucks related.
Yes.
And here it was, I'm invited to be at this celebrity wedding, but nobody wants a food truck because it was COVID. So I'm thinking, what can I do? And now I have these champagne bike carts. They're outside. Everybody has a cocktail hour at their wedding.
That's right. That's right.
So,
see, that's exactly it. Reimagine, reinvent it, and rebuild. So I think that that's exactly what we're trying to do. And we've asked our business owners to do it. We did it as an organization ourselves to look at where could we bring the most value. And so we've coached a lot of business owners to say, this may not necessarily be the time to try to go out and get new customers because the market is down, but build on those existing relationships that you have. Find out where their pain points are and see how you can fill a need that they have within the organization. So let's broaden and reinvent how you deliver your services to your customers. And so many have had an opportunity to expand into new areas with existing customers. I know one story, we have a really great business owner and she was doing temporary staffing. Well, all of the companies downsized. And so she pivoted to provide healthcare workers her same skill set, her same customer service, and she's providing nursing and other needs for hospitals all over the country. I mean, she's in such a great demand. Her business has just blossomed. And so she took that time to look and say, okay, my cheese has moved. So how do I then provide what my customers need now? What they don't need is administrative people, but they need nurses and they need all sorts of other healthcare workers. And so let me change my model to address that.
Absolutely. And you know what? You know what industry is really down? The hospitality industry.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. So, because you know what, I've heard it, no matter where I've traveled, hotels and restaurants, people have not come back to work.
No.
And I was listening, so I'm always listening to podcasts or reading. And a lot of people, Ingrid, I don't want to go and sacrifice my life serving someone else, and I respect that. So I've started doing nails. I'm now nail tech, or I started a lash business. So those people, they could really benefit from coming to your virtual expo as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we have one business owner and she's a massage therapist. And so she used to go out to a lot of people and she's expanded and now she does candles. And so as I needed to woosah several times during this COVID transition, that I called and ordered candles and she sent them to my house. And so as I'm working working, remotely. I had the candles going in the background. And so, everybody's sort of looking at different things that they could do. Yeah. And I think this is the perfect time to do it.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that. Yes. So what would you say? What can attendees walk away with in relation to this year's theme? What would be the biggest takeaway?
I think there are several things. So part of what we want to do is, again, grow businesses, but we also want to grow knowledge. So we're going to have, at the beginning of the day, we have a keynote speaker to get everybody hyped up and excited about that. And so we have a former corporate executive who's now a minority business owner, and she's going to share some tips and get everybody excited. On day one, we also partner with the Houston Business Journal. So we have what we call Biz Talk. So every year we kind of talk about the economy and what's coming, what industries. Aerospace is really starting to grow. And so how do you position yourself to be a supporter and provide supplies in aerospace? And so we're going to have a regional economic outlook so that you know what's coming. And we also have, we spent some time last year, especially in light of the George Floyd death. We said, there's a role that minority business owners play in the community as leaders.
Absolutely.
And so we spent some time looking and adding some civic advocacy in there. So we're going to talk, last year we talked about all the disparity studies that are being done around the city. So the county did a disparity study that found that less than 10% of contracting went to minority business owners.
Wow.
The Port of Houston had similar results with less than 10% going to minority business owners. And so those were done with all of our quasi-public entities. And so last year we said, why should you know and why should you care that these studies are being done? Well, now they're completed. And there are tons of opportunities that are going to come out of that. So they're now addressing those. The county has created a whole department to deal with inequity and economic opportunities. The Port of Houston just created a business equity department and it created a new lead that reports directly to the president. And so out of that are going to become all these business opportunities specifically targeted to increase the amount of business done with minority businesses. So now we're saying, last year we told you why you should care. This year we're going to tell you where the opportunities are and how to capitalize.
That's why you guys are making sure people leave with real contracts.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have a state bid fair. So we have one of our African American and our Hispanic senators who are sponsoring the spot bid fair. So for those small companies who are just starting out that says, I'm not going to be able to get a contract with a state agency, we have the spot bid fair, which is contracts under $10,000. It doesn't require a large RFP. You just have to bid, and they get 3 bids and they're able to award it. So these are opportunities that have been set aside to look for minority businesses that can be rewarded within 2 weeks of Expo.
Wow.
So you can actually come to Expo, download all of the bid opportunities, see what you can provide, whether it's pencils, whether it's
erasers,
chairs,
we don't
erasers,
care.
Exactly. If you can provide it, then you can bid on those opportunities and leave with real contracts.
Listen, our time is up, Ingrid, but I have to tell you, knowledge is power. And thank you so much for coming into the studio and sharing this. I am going to be at this expo, okay?
Absolutely.
Do you hear me? I mean it. I will be there.
Absolutely.
Because you cannot miss
this.
this. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it. And we hope that as many minority businesses who watch your show will take the opportunity to capitalize on this. This is once a year. We plan this event and we bring out all the heavy hitters from executives. The president of Shell is going to be participating in this. So we actually bring out real heavy hitters from public and private sector to say, we want to do business with minorities, and Expo is a place to do that.
All right, so guys, you guys heard it best from the president, okay? And let me make sure I get the name right, of HMSDC. So we need to make sure that we're at this conference in a couple weeks. I'll be right back right after this break.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford, financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
That's right, the king of swing go all night long and work it out to my own damn song. She said, don't make me beg. Oh girl, I'm just gonna make him moan.
They call me Pokey, Big Pokey Bear. Oh yeah. Anytime that you need me, baby, you know that I'll be there. They call me Pokey, Mr. It Ain't Fair. Oh yeah.
Got me going crazy, 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 yeah. I lose my mind.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. You know, I am very serious about pen and paper. I saw something once that said when you write stuff down with real pen and paper, watch things get done. So make sure you take this episode and that you take notes. Now, listen. So if you recalled, and if you did not hear, I will repeat. The theme of the Virtual Expo is Reimagine, Reinvent, I keep saying that wrong, Reinvent, there we go, and Rebuild. All right, guys, so take a moment and think about, let's reimagine. Who is it that you really, really want to be? Are you being yourself? And if you're not, what are your aspirations? What are your goals? Have you reached those goals? If not, this is the time to reimagine. It's okay to create a vision board, in September. It's completely okay to do that. Now let's talk about reinventing yourself. So I see some things about myself that I really want to work on. Areas where I really, really want to improve, no matter if that's physically, mentally, or spiritually. Take the time. Again, I'm serious about pen and paper. Write it down. And not only write what it is that you want to improve, but write down the action steps that you need to take to improve it, okay? So now you have an actual action plan on how to get there. And lastly, rebuilding yourself. All right. So at this point, you've reimagined who you want to be. You are now reinventing yourself. And now you're rebuilding yourself into the man or the woman that you desire to be. Take the time to make sure you do that. Love on yourself. So I'll share a personal story with you. I was doing something last week and I was like, geez, there are literally only 4 months left in this year. And I told myself, I am not going until 2022 with the same goals. And if I do, I'm going to make sure that I have at least taken some type of action on those goals. So I'm encouraging you to do the exact same thing. As always, chat with me. I want to hear about your goals. I want to hear about the action steps that you're taking towards your goals. So chat with us on Facebook and on Instagram at American Star TV. I look forward to talking to you guys next time, and make sure you attend this conference. Bye-bye.